First, my name is Erin Bryant-Thomas. My pronouns are she and her, and I have the privilege of serving as the Human Services Manager here with the City of SeaTac. And I'd love for you to introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about who you are and your role, and then we'll get right into the questions.
Okay, I'll start. I'm Gina Finley. Pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Executive Director of Domestic Abuse Women's Network, many people know as DAWN.
My name is Elba Moreira, she, her pronouns, and I am the Director of Programs here at DAWN.
Tell us again, what does DAWN stand for, and how would you describe what DAWN and who DAWN is?
I like to really point out that while our name stands for Domestic Abuse Women's Network, domestic violence truly does touch every individual. It's a human issue, not just a women's issue. While we know that women do experience higher rates of domestic violence, I think I looked at the numbers and we served about 14% of our clients last year were male identifying. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we serve everyone that experiences domestic violence. And we have wraparound services. I'll let Elba talk about maybe some of our programs.
So we have different advocates help people in different aspects. We have a 24-hour crisis line that we call advocacy and support line, because it's not only for folks in crisis, but anybody who wants information about domestic violence. And we also have access to interpreters. So if somebody who doesn't speak English calls the crisis line, we can always call our interpreter line, and we can help anybody who needs services in their own language. We have a confidential shelter. I don't know if I should go into all the specifics right now, or we can do it later, but
I'm fine with it.
You are welcome to, please.
Okay, so the emergency shelter that we have is small, but we do have 13 rooms for female identifying folks. The good thing about our shelter is that we are 1 in 7, I believe, in the state of Washington, where you can bring your pets with you. We also have support groups. We have them in person. We have them Zoom. Nowadays, after the pandemic, we're able to serve anybody where they are. We also have a mental health therapist. So this therapist has a DV lens in mind. We also have mental health services for children and their parent that came with us. We also have services for immigrant advocates. I was myself an immigrant advocate when I first started at DAWN. And so folks who experience domestic violence and you're new to the country, sometimes you don't know, or you're afraid of going to the police. How do you talk to the police? How do you file a police report? How do you file a domestic violence protection order? All these things the immigrant advocate can help with. And of course, we also have a legal advocate who will help with other things as well.
I always like to point out about safety planning. Maybe people don't really fully understand the importance of safety planning. That is something that is critical for a survivor to leave an abusive situation safely. The most lethal time is when somebody chooses to leave an abuser. And so it's really important that our advocates spend that time. Maybe that might be preparing paperwork or setting aside some funds, or all the things that need to be put into place before someone actually leaves, whether it's to our shelter or even out of state or just moving to another location.
Why should the community be concerned about domestic violence?
Everybody knows somebody. If they have not experienced it themselves, everybody knows somebody that has experienced domestic violence in some form. I think that we really can't expect to have a safe community if our homes aren't safe. I know one of our board members says that when we talk about why she got involved, she really believes in empowering women. And if you can't be empowered when you're not safe at home.
I would love for the community to, again, understand, particularly our SeaTac residents and community members, what would the process be if they are experiencing DV? What would the process be when they reach out to DAWN for help?
If you are not referred by any of the partners, you can call the crisis line and you will talk with one of our advocates, and then we'll talk about what are the needs that you would like to have right now. Sometimes we will call back, but if you didn't say in our crisis line that it's safe to call you back or it's safe to leave a message, we will call back, but we will not leave a message. I will attempt 2 times. And after those 2 times, I'm not attempting again, because I don't know if you're with an abuser right now. I don't know how safe are you as I'm calling you back. So if we called you back and you didn't tell us it's safe to leave us a voicemail, we won't. So you might have to call again.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say that we look forward to being a continued partner with you all, finding ways to support you all growing your programs, your youth services, the prevention work that you want to keep going, and the training and outreach work. and also the partnering with businesses. We hear you. And again, we want to continue to support you all in your growth and development as an organization. And so we are excited to keep that partnership going. And again, thank you so much for the work that you're doing for our community.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you to
you,
everybody
Erin.
at SeaTac.
Thank you.